Hi, this is Hart, and it's kind of shadowy because it's nighttime, but I'm back. Let me start off by saying that I'm not normal. I could just open up a book and follow what the book says to do as a quilt. And to recreate the wheel is silly. But every time I make a quilt, I want to recreate the wheel, so that's part of my personal artistic process. You guys have your own artistic process. You can use my quilt designs, you can do your own quilt designs, you can just do whatever it is. But for me, this is the fun part. It's like if you're playing Sims and you want to build the house, you want to spend all your time designing your characters and building the house, that's what it feels like for me. Okay, so let's talk about the material and how I design my quilt. The first thing I do is I look at, and I took a little picture of, I look at my material and I give it a color code. And these are my materials. I have the Mickey with the red shorts. I have I Love You to the Moon and Back, which is this one. I have Steamboat Willie with the white background, which is this one. I have the random red polka dots, where the polka dots are random, so that's that one. And then I have my Steamboat Willie cartoon style, and that's this one, where it has the squares, which is going to be my back of the quilt. I've already decided that. That's why it's 2 yards, so I decided that when I purchased the supplies. Okay, so here is the piece that I'm going to put the least amount on the front, and that's important for me to know. So I'm going to set this off to the side, and I'll set this cute little guy off to the side. And what I did is I gave myself a B for backing. That B reminds me not to put too much on it. And I have 43 inches by 74 inches of this material. So this red polka dotty one, we'll now use this as the piece of paper. Obviously it's not the right color, but it's close enough. So I have a little red, and yes, I use colored pencils. I have a little red colored pencil that I used for this background. It's 44 inches by 36 inches. Let's look at this material. It doesn't matter how big I cut it, which way I cut it, what it's going to be used for. So I actually think, with that said, let's go ahead and plan to make this one. I should have a pen up here, but this pencil will do. Let's go ahead and plan to make this one the border. Okay, so I'll put a little note to self. So this is back and this is border. So if I wrap it around, it looks good together and adds some brightness on the back side. And I can use it on the front wherever I want. This one. Now, let's play with it a little bit. And this is where I say I use the material to help me decide how to build it. Okay, so these guys are good. So I have a backing and a border, plus my border can be used anywhere on the front, and the backing will be used sparingly. So Steamboat Willie with the white background. Let's lay you out a little bit. Take up some space and think about you. Let's move this off to the side. This is what we're gonna draw on in a little bit. Oh, I can already see it. Look at this. You guys see that? If I put my ruler down the center, he actually comes out pretty dang white. And he's 3 inches wide. Oh, he's 3 inches wide, which means that if I cut him, you know what, I'm not good with seam allowances, so what if I gave every one of my seams a 1/2 inch? So if he's 3 inches wide and I cut him 4 inches wide, he's good to go. All right, I can do that. Does he doesn't go this way. That just looks silly. Now, if I go long ways, does it look good any direction? I could see that. He can actually go width and length. Look at that. All right, so that's important to note. So let's grab his paper, and he can go 3 inches wide. For width and length. That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, I like my quilting squares to be 4 inches, so 3 inches is a little wonky for me. So that's okay, we'll figure that out. I would have to have 4 3s instead of 3 4s. Or I could use him for lines that go down or across. That's good to know too. I like that. I like that a lot. All right, so this Steamboat Willie with the white background, which I'll use my yellow Crayola. Hopefully that comes up on the screen for you. All right, who's next? I love you to the moon and back. Lulu's petals, happy, happy, gray and white. All right, so this one is subtle. It's sweet. And I have a yard of each of these fabrics besides the one I'm using as the backing. So he's, oh, that's not him. Set him to the side because now I know how I like him. So it's I love you to the moon and back. And we have 43 inches by 37 inches. I already colored him blue and labeled him M for moon. Blue moon. Blue, 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 blue. All right. Sigh. Does he go up and down okay? Oh. Does he go side to side okay? He's also, man, 3 inches is a little tight for him. Let's look at this ruler and see how this guy goes. Because I'm following this line of words. So I'm thinking that if I did him in 4-inch string strips, that would be good. 3-inch might work for him too, but man, that's a lot of work giving me 3-inch strips. Maybe not. Maybe it's not a big deal. But yeah, he can go in 3-inch strips too. So I'm gonna give myself the choice. And he can go up and down or side to side, but definitely not diagonal. Okay, so he can go 3-inch or 4-inch strips. Width or length. And it helps to know how to spell the word length. L-E-N-G-T-H. All right, that's good. 3 or 4-inch strips, width or length. Can he do a square? Let me see. Oh yeah, he can easily do squares. Let's do this. Squares or strips. Just to make it easier to read. Squares or strips. Length or width. I think a 3-inch square. Will that actually work? Oh yeah, that would work. Okay, so that guy's okay. We have him done. Now let's look at this guy. Oh, you know what I didn't think about is repeating patterns. Look, he's the same and he's the same. So we're gonna have to go through all these materials again and look for repeating patterns when the pattern's big. So he's different, he's different, he's different, he's the same, he's different. All right, I see him. You see him too? How big is he? So I don't really like my patterns to repeat. So he can't be more than 8 inches wide. That's important because That just means he'll never be a whole square. I don't really like to see the patterns. Ooh, and he can't be more than 7 inches high. So given that I normally do 12 by 12s, then I would say I wouldn't make him any more than a 6 by 6. So I can do him in 6 by 6 inch squares. And how big is this Mickey? Ooh, or 4 by 4 squares. I'll get pieces of anything. Or 4 by 4 inch squares. Can I do 4 by 6 inch rectangles? Probably. Any one of these? Yeah, he could be 3 inches wide. Wow, this 3 inch wide thing is really working. No, not really. Nope. I wouldn't have him less than 4 inches wide. So then 4 inch length. I could do 4 inches in lengthwise. Can I do 4 inches widthwise? Yeah, I could because it's different enough. So 4 inches length or width. All right, we have very key things selected now. So this guy, I know what his pattern is. This guy, let's look at his pattern. I don't need to look at his pattern. So I need to look at these 3 patterns to see where I have duplicates. All right, well, this one's obvious. These 2 moons go in the opposite way, and that's the same way. This one says, I love you to the moon and back. Oh, that's the strip right there. Oh, and it goes there too. And then it repeats. Yep, it repeats right there. Okay, so that's the strip right there. And how big is that strip? 3 inches wide by 8 inches. 3 inches wide by 8 inches. So no more than, which normally I use a less than sign, 8 inches long. Now I can go this way, I think. So it's 3 inches long. And this guy's the same as, let's lay him out this way. It's hard for me. Woo, Arches and the paper's flying. Okay, let's lay this out so I can see it. He's the same, he's different, he's the same, he's different. He's the same. So from here to here, I bet you that is also 8 inches. Oh, it's a little more than 8 inches. Okay, so not more than 8 inches long and not more than 8 inches wide. So that's good to know. So these are the rules I'm giving myself in the design. If this is too much information, then just skip to the next video because that's all I'm doing here. We already looked at his pattern. Let's hope I remember to look at the patterns when we get ready to do this again. Let's look at this pattern. Oh, is that the one I just did? Dagnabbit. So I want it to be whatever the measurement is, less than 8 inches long or wide. That's kind of how my shorthand works for myself anyway, 8 inches long or wide. I have to delete this. Oh, isn't that funny? I said delete. Because I was writing on the wrong one. That's what I get for not flipping it over proper. Okay, now I'm looking at Steamboat Willie with the white background, and he's long strips. Where does he repeat? I don't think it matters if he repeats because he repeats so frequently. He repeats in 6s. 6-inch cycles. So less than 6-inch repeat. Yeah, there we go. Width or length. Okay, this guy's done. The last one I'm looking at, let's see where we repeat. Oh, this one's obvious. Yeah, this one's obvious. Look at that. Look at that. And this and this and this. So there's only 2 on each one. Let's lay it out and make it. Yeah, I'm right. All right. And it's not a square either. It's a staggered, like film strip or something. All right, here we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that means only 4 squares. So I'm going to limit myself to no more than 4 blocks. And how wide are you, baby cakes? Where's my ruler? Ruler's over here. Oh, this is easy. So my width's going to have to be, since this is 3 inches straight up, yep, 3 inches straight up. That makes me a little bit nervous because I don't want to see. So I'm going to make it, ooh, and that one's really, really tight. That's 3 inches straight up, super straight up. So if I did them both at 4 inches and had a 1/2 inch, let's show you. Hopefully you can see underneath this. You can see that this is 1, 2, 3, 4. And my 1/2 inch line comes out. Ooh. This is about to design my first square. So this is my limiter. I have 4 blocks. And I'll show you what I mean. This one's gonna have to be the center of one of the blocks. Which means if there's 4 blocks, it'll be on the 4 corners. So if he's on the corner, that's fine. And then I think I'm okay with them being 4 inches. I don't mind that film strip look. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 inches. Yeah, that works. So they'll be 4 inches wide. 4 different images. And I want to surround it with the red so it matches the back. So red around. I don't even have to say red around. Now I know. Now I know because it's in my head. Let's get drawing. How big did I say I wanted my quilt to be? Crib mattress is 26 by 48. My batting's 38 by 50. So if my quilt is 36 by 48, that would be perfect. So quilt 36 inches by 48 inches, which is 3 feet by, is that right? 4 feet? 4 feet. Why did my brain do that just now? That was weird. Okay, these are my 5 prints. And hold your britches on, I need a pen. Let's see if this pen goes through. And the answer is no, yay, and it'll be easy for you to see it too. Okay, so let's draw this cupcake out. First things first. we know that we want it to be 3 feet by 4 feet. So I have 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 feet. Okay, and then 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 feet. And I did this in 3-inch because I said 3 inches a couple of times. I did these in 3-inch rows, 4 rows of 3, which is okay. I think I said at some point that I needed 4 inches, but we'll see how that goes. We can draw that in if I decide to go that way. I could be using a ruler. I have my elbow on one right now. Oh, look at that. I didn't go down far enough. Don't talk and draw straight lines. They don't come out straight. Okay, here we go. I just went all that time and didn't have my microphone on. All right, here we go. So this guy, we're gonna design the first square. I made him the wrong size. Ignore that. Oh, he does leak. That blows. Okay. Oh no, it's the right size. So each square is 3 inches to make a 12 by 12 block. So first things first, I like him. And we said we needed it to be 4 inches. You know what we could do is just draw him in how we want him. I don't want to accidentally draw on this. Where we want him. What was my code for this one? Oh, it's the B. So let's do this. We probably want them, well, I guess it doesn't matter. I can just put the B here, put the B here, put the B here, and put the B here. That works. So that leaves me with, what do I do around it? Well, I said on here that it's 4 inches wide with 4 different images, but I didn't say how tall he was. How tall is he? So the tallest one, if I went, I don't know if I want to go 6 inches, that's too far. What if I went 5 inches? 5 inches would capture the smallest one and the biggest one. I can do that. Ugh, why not just make it precise? Yep, I'll get to the measuring on this one later, but I know that at the minimum it's going to be, this is the smallest one in height. So that's, oh, I know what I'm going to do. This one will be 5 inches. Actually, 4.5. You know what? We'll come back and do the preciseness of these 4 when I get ready to do those squares. This is not beginning quilting 101 because all I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut out the square with an extra 1/2 inch, fold it under, and do the rest around it with the red polka dot. Which, what did I say my red polka dot was? Right here. My red polka dot gets an R all the way around. Okay, so my red polka dots, I can just come in and trim out What was the B again? Oh, brown. Okay. So we'll just put the small one here. Probably the small one here. And the small one here. And the big ones there and there. And the only thing I'm doing here is giving myself a little note that I want the big ones at the top. Just from a design layout, it's not going to be precise, and I'm okay with it not being precise. Because these two squares and these two squares, sorry, these 4 squares are going to be just the main image surrounded by red. And that's it. It's not a big deal. If I knew how to do applique, I think I would do it that way. But I don't know how to do that, and I'm going to stick with the beginning stuff. And that's okay with me. But I kind of like how it has the red line all the way around. Ooh, but remember, I'm going to have the red batting, the red dots as the border. Am I going to like it with the red dots at the border all the way around? I don't know. I think it'll stitch okay even next to itself. Alright, so I'm done with the brown. That's the only brown I'm going to be using on the front. So this card is done. I'll probably come back to the red when I need it around something else. So what did we say about I love you to the moon and back? We need it in squares or strips, length or width, 3 or 4 inches. Okay, that's fine. Less than 8 inches. This one is 4 inches in length or width, or it can be 6 by 6 squares and 4 by 4s. That's nice. 3 inches wide for width and length. Ooh, this is the limited one, so it can only be 3 inches wide for width and length. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to put you as a hashtag. Because the daughter's child that this is going to is very virtual. So let's make, oops, I almost did it with brown. Tell me to put that brown away, woman. Put the brown away. Right, there we go. Did I put B equals 3 inches? I don't want that to say B. Each square equals 3 inches. Okay. What I should do while I have them out for reference later is I'll take each one of the 5 prints. No, not the rock star that sings. And give me a B, an R, a W, a P, and an M. Okay. So B equals, we'll call this one the backing because I'll remember that. And then R equals red dots. I'll remember that. W equals white back Willie. Remember Steamboat Willie? So we'll call this one White Willie. Not Wet Willie, White Willie. Okay. We've already got that one. M equals I love you to the moon and back. I'll just write moon. I'll know what that means. When the P, I don't even remember what the P. Oh, the P is for pants. I'll call them red pants. There we go. I mean, I suppose those are shorts. All right, so let's color these in so I know. P is orange. Brown is backing. The moon is blue, blue moon. Blue, 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 blue moon. All right, what am I forgetting? The red dots one is red. Shock and amazement, I made the red dots one red. I mean, I could have left the W white, huh? But obviously made it yellow. It's almost white. You probably can't see it on video in this lighting. That's okay. Okay, I'm gonna put the, oh no, I'm not gonna put that one away. This one. This is the one that I said 3 or 4 inch, less than 8 inches long. This one can be squares. This is the limiter. 3 inches wide for width or length, which means that I can actually make you run 3 inches down. And I'm gonna make you run all the way down. This is the way I'm gonna make sure my squares are square. Is I will just stitch you down like this. And I'm going to run you this way too. And that's okay. So now I know that I'm going to be probably stitching from top to bottom. So I'll stitch 1, 4. Oh, yeah, I should number these and show you how my brain thinks of them in numbers. So when I think of a quilt, and it's 3 across, 4 down. No, we're not playing crosswords. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 blocks. And then it will have a border on the top, the bottom, and both sides. Okay. So that's my quilt. This is my yellow. I'm not done with yellow because I said he can go 3 inches wide for width too, huh? So let's put him as the tall hashtag. Just like this. I bet you there's a quilt designed like this already. Because it's kind of cute. And someone's going, what are you doing? You're recreating the wheel. There's no need to do this. Too bad. It's what I feel like doing. So that's what I'm doing. And yeah, let's go ahead and cross off this hashtag all the way in the middle. Alright, ooh, look at this. So these guys, this is now 8 inches wide, and that doesn't fit one of my limits. So I think that's enough yellow. I'm done with this. And that's why I put this in a black like this, to see what's visually appealing from a distance. I'll keep this baby. So this one can be squares or strips, and it's I love you to the moon and back. Although I think it would look good in the block prints. Oh, so does this Mickey though. This will give me my nice bright reds. Okay. My limitation here was 6 by 6 inch square or 4 by 4 inch square, which means he would not be in any of those. And I wouldn't want it to be I love you to the moon and back in all of these either. So let's start thinking about just how this pattern can look. 4 inches in length and width. 3 or 4 inch, well, three inches. You know what? I don't want to do these 4 by 4s or the 4 inch length or width on this guy. This guy is going to be a 6 by 6 inch square. So where do I want to put 6 by 6 inch squares? He's this Mickey. Yeah. He's orange. So if I put him, I kind of like the red in the middle here, so I'm going to have to put something like this here. So 6 by 6 inch square here and here, which gives me dots in the middle and in the middle. That's too perfect. I don't like him matching out like that. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. 4 inches in length and width. 6 inches. What if... So if I was okay with 6-inch squares, why aren't I okay with 6-inch length or width? Let's look at him and see if he can pull off 6 inches and width. Oh yeah, I think he can. He can pull off 6 inches in width. Okay. So if he can, then I can have him run, and I can have him run the middle. Because he's got the red breeches. He should run in the middle. So if I have him run in the middle, like this, because I said he can go 4x4. So he's now 4x4 right there. And I put him in the middle. That'll look good. All right, that's good with me. So these are all the P's. I have no idea what I just did with my pen. But let me make sure I put my letters all the way around. And I'm putting the R's in loosely on purpose to remind me that I'm going to have to actually measure this out. Okay, and this one is precise. So he gets to go directly where his pocket is. Okay, and my W is also precise. And wherever you see my quilting blocks is how I'm going to be doing the stitching. And so what I'll do is, while watching TV, I will just blow up these quilting blocks to be larger in size and then put the measurements beside them and share that with you afterwards, because you don't need to sit and watch me draw this ad nauseum to a larger level. But you get what I'm doing. You can probably hear the whole conversation going on in the background there. All right, that's good. So I feel like this is enough of this guy's strip. I might not set him aside because I could potentially put him here if I don't like him. All right. I love you to the moon and back. That's way too much of him. Now look at this. This is almost the same. Yep, this is almost the same right here for stitching them, just upside down and right side up. So I'll have to make sure I'm careful with that one. These two are the same so far. So I love you to the moon and back. If I ran you this, oh, that's too much red though. That's way too much red going this way. So this guy can literally be squares. So what if I don't make any of my squares less than 8 by 8? That would be nice. And I can just alternate the squares. And that's a lot of red on my quilt though. And I don't want to have it in the P. So that means I'm not done with the P. How about we just put you down at the bottom? I like you there. And put you up at the top. I like you there too. And for those of you who are colorblind, I'll put the P in there. Okay. So now I'm done with that, and I feel like I'm done with that. And now what I have is the I love you to the moon and back and the red. So I can alternate these. The I love you to the moon in the back and the red. So what I'm saying is, if I have, this is all M, and these are all red, then this is all red, and this is all M. And so this is all red, and this is all M, and this is all red. So this is red, and this is M, and this is M, and this is red, and this is M. And that looks good. Okay, so M, it helps me to visualize it once I have the color. But now I think this will feel quilty. And it's not too hard, I don't think. I hope. And the M. What's nice about doing my M's this way is they're all the same size, so when I go to cut them out, I know how big they need to be. So that's the other thing I'll do while I'm watching TV here in a bit. With the sweet hubs. Okay, now my red one is red. And look how much red is going to be on this side. Alright. So let's hope I do a good job of cutting these things. If I don't, we'll be reworking this quilt and you guys will be reworking it with me. I think I could lay this quilt out 15 different ways. I just love this process. I'm sad that this part of the process is over.